The Last Gaze of Sinclair. Narrated. The year 1612. The sea was cold, the sky bruised with storm. A Scottish ship cuts through the folds of Norway. It hells heavy and sails with fate. On its deck stood a man whose name would be etched into steel and sorrow. Captain George Sinclair of Stirkirk. He was no ordinary mercenary, noble by birth, hardened by war. Sinclair led 500 Scots across the foreign waters to fight the conflict not of their own. They were swords for hire. But there was something more. A figure carved from the same stone as a myth. In his hand he held a blade unlike any other, basket-hilted, gleaming, forged for a close press of battle. It would later be called the Sinclair saber, and its design would ripple through centuries of warfare. But on that day it was simply his, a companion of the iron and resolve. As the ship neared the Norwegian shore, Sinclair did not speak. He stared, past the myth, past the mountains, past the trees that hid the ambush waiting for him. He knew the land would not be welcoming, the valley would not forgive him, but he did not flinch. Behind him, his men sharpened blades and whispered prayers. Ahead, Norwegian farmers prepared to defend their home with muskets and fury. And somewhere in the folds of time, a silver musket ball waited, destined to find Sinclair's heart. But in that moment, before the clash, before the betrayal, before the legend, he stood still. The wind caught his cloak, the saber caught his light, and in his gaze, the final unblinking gaze, carved itself into history. They say he died quickly. They say the ball struck true. But the saber lived on, passed from hand to hand, from battlefield to museum, from myth to memory, and every time it's raised, it carries the weight of that moment. A last gaze of Sinclair. Bumper bump. Bumper bump.